Okay, guys. So it's been about a week since I've been back from Indiana, and it was a bittersweet trip. Mostly sweet, because I got to hang with my sister. She's 79. I got to see my niece. She came and spent the night with me. Woo. And I got to see my nephew and daughter and granddaughter. There was Indiana weather. I got a little rain. Got to go to the beach. We did go to a casino. I didn't go with my sister to the senior center. We were scheduled to go, but me and my niece stayed up till like 3:30 in the morning. That's way late for me, so I told my sister, I said, no, I'm not going to be able to make it. I didn't know what time I'd get up, but I did get up like at 9, and I probably could have got ready in time to meet my sister. But me and my niece, like I said, we stayed up, we laughed, and we cried. It was very good therapy. A lot of good therapy there. You know, when you go back home, a death, it's kind of comforting to have all those familiar sights and sounds and, smells. That was the sweet part. The bitter part was, I'm just going to say, I know everybody grieves differently when somebody dies. When, like my sister passed, and now her husband, he wants to be bitter about it. Like I said, I understand people grieve differently. He was with my sister probably a good 30 years. And so I know he's probably feeling hurt and stuff too, but he just cut all of us off, he didn't want us to come around. He didn't want to see us. I called him. I left a message. He never responded. That was the bitter part. I know my sister had pictures of my mom and my dad, stuff like that. I told him I want my family pictures. So we'll see. I had to reach out because he don't want to communicate with me at all. So I had to reach out to his daughter. She said she would look for him, and so we'll see what happens. That was kind of the bitter. I'm back home, safe. But it just reminds you, I think, a lot of times that death is right there. It's right there by you. It could happen anytime. So you got to try to enjoy what time you have. If you want to, I paint my nails, so that's what I did. I painted my nails. If you think you want to do something, just do it. I'm feeling a little icky today because I don't know if I strained my leg. It feels like a muscle strain. I don't know, carrying stuff. It might been, but that was a week ago that I dragged luggage around. I did something, or I didn't do something. Maybe it's just, I don't want to think it's my other hip. Because arthritis just eats your bones all up, I'm going on a cruise. I don't want to. So I'm babying it. I got me a little hot pad I put on it. I did cold and hot. I also wanted to talk about flying. Because, I wanted to do my carry-on to see if I could pick it up and take it down and how efficient it was. Now, I got everything in there in a week, and I had a little personal bag. Plus, I showed you already, I had the little purse that I would put on me and put all my stuff in there, my glasses, a book that I would have on me close to the seat. Now, when I boarded in Las Vegas, I went through security. Now, there I just had to show my ID card. I had everything in a bucket. I didn't take out my liquids. I took out my tablet and put it, but I had everything in one bucket. And then I put my little suitcase up there. So I told him, I said, I have liquid medicine. He goes, oh, don't worry about it. I said, I got metal in my body. He goes, oh, don't worry about it. They didn't really ask me to open nothing or take out nothing. I went through the machine, held my arms up, and x-rayed me. The only thing they double-checked was I had the tank with the built-in bra. And, I have to tie it in the back because they're big. So I had a ribbon tied, a bandana, and she said, oh, I got to check this ribbon in the back. I said, okay, fine. Getting to my gate was pretty easy and everything. As it got closer, because I got there probably a good 2.5 hours, maybe two. By the time I went and sat down, it was probably 2 hours before the plane took off. So as it filled up, there was a lot of people that had carry-ons. So they made an announcement. We need 10 carry-ons to go under the belly, and we'll put them down there free of charge. Well, that's good, because otherwise they would have charged us for a bag. Right away, there was like 3 or 4 people went up there and said, okay, yeah, you can take our bag. So I was kind of waiting because I wanted that experience of putting that bag up there, And there's people sitting right there by me, and they have the carry-on, and it's bulging. I mean, bulging, like they've unzipped it to extend it, and I'm thinking, oh. I guess Southwest, they redid a lot of their planes, and what they're doing is they're making where the carry-ons go, they'll stand up like this instead of laying like this, so they can get more up. And that's what they said. This is an older plane. It won't fit all those. So I'm waiting and waiting. Now, I was number 8 for boarding, 8 group. Okay, so they're like, if you're in the 6, 7, 8 group, by the time you get on the ship, all the things. And I'm thinking, oh my God. My first seat they picked for me was in the back. It was like 26, and it was an aisle seat. So I said, oh, good, I like aisle seats. So I thought, okay, if I go all the way to the back, I've had 8 groups ahead of me throwing their stuff up there. Especially these ones sitting here that's got these big fat suitcases. And I said, I don't want to have to go back there. There's no space. I got to go back off the plane, give it to them so they can check it under the belly. Gave in, went up there, had them check it. Then I was like, is my bag going to get on the plane? But as I was boarding the airplane, here comes the guy. He's got the suitcase. He's got my suitcase. I said, oh, I know what's going on the belly. That was that part. Now, when I left Chicago, they take my ID, right? They need to see my boarding pass. Well, I had it on my phone, so I had to, let me go find it. I had it in my wallet so I could punch it up. I show him that. He punches that in, and then he had the little screen where you get up there and it's face identification, which is fine. He's matching my face to my ID I gave him. I didn't know about the boarding pass. Now, one mistake I did when I got to Chicago, I had looked my itinerary, and it had gate A, like gate A7, right? And I had memorized it, so because I figured I wouldn't be taking my phone out anymore. The only difference there, I had to put my little tablet in a separate bucket. I told him I had liquid medicine. Well, we don't care. I got metal in here. Okay, that's okay, fine. But that's the only thing they told me. Put the tablet in a separate container by itself. So I go through, everything was fine. I go down to A7. And I was kind of happy that when I got to the A gate area, it started at 1. A lot of times I've been, I have 7 and it starts at 25. So I go down to A7. I don't know, something just didn't seem right to me, right? It just didn't feel right. So I took out my phone, and then I look at my boarding pass, and it was B, gate B9. And I was like, what? Good thing I looked right away, and good thing I had got there early, so then I had to backtrack. And of course, B started at 1, but the terminals are a little ways up there, so you gotta huff and puff. After I sat down and was there for maybe a half hour, some lady came over there. She said, "What did yours say? A, gate A?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Yeah, we went over there too." I said, "I did too. I didn't catch it on the boarding. From the itinerary to the boarding pass, they had changed it." So that's one thing you need to kind of look at. Look at your boarding pass, I guess, instead of the itinerary. That flight they picked my seat again. They had me at row 2 in the middle. And I thought, wow, I'm way up front. But again, I was in group 6, right? So there's 5 groups before me. So again, they announced, we need people to do this. And I thought, well, I'm in the front, But I'm thinking, okay, they'll fill those up first. So, because you think you got 5 groups ahead of you, So I checked it in the belly, and I did see it go on. Now, I had that middle seat, and I thought, middle seat. I don't care for it. Nobody sat on either side of me. The seat, now the first seat, I have to say Southwest have made their seats a little larger because I kept thinking, oh, I'm going to be so stuffed in that chair for 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. But it was comfortable. I had a little room. So that was nice. I thought, wow, this is pretty good. Now, when I got the seat in the middle, that middle seat wasn't as big, right? The only other difference that it had in the armrest was the table. So you could open the armrest, pop it up, and it was a little table. You could fold halfway, put a drink and something on there, or you could have it the whole way. So I thought, wow, that's pretty good, because those front seats, you can't have a table or anything. So that was nice. It was kind of nice that I didn't have nobody sitting by me. Even though the seat felt tighter, I could lean and, kind of stretch out. And, I didn't have to worry about bumping into nobody. 2 different airports, the same airline, but yeah, I had to check my bag twice. But, oh, my leg hurts. I don't know. So I'm having leftovers today. Today was a day, I've been running since I got back. I got back last Tuesday. Wednesday, I had to take my sister. She let my son borrow the car so he could pick me up from the airport. So I took the car back to her. We went and got some beer and came back to my house. And so for about 2 hours, I talked about my visit, and we talked about my sister, and she told me later that really was good for her. So it's hard when your sister dies or any family member dies. It's just hard. So we had that. Then Thursday, I don't think I went anywhere. I think I might have went with her somewhere. She picked me up and did some little shopping. Friday, I had to go out to the base and pick up my medicine. I had called it in, to get picked up. So I had to run out there. And I also ran to the grocery store and picked up a little bit of meat and stuff like that, just to kind of top off our freezer a little bit. So mainly, then they switched Bill's days off. So he's off instead of Thursday and Friday, he's off Saturday, Sunday. And Eddie's off Saturday, Sunday. So that means Monday to Friday, I'm doing all the cooking, which I don't mind. I don't mind cooking as long as I'm not rushed. My son, I had bought like these T-bones, I think 2 T-bones at a porterhouse. They were frozen, marked down, so I bought them. And I told him, you could cook those and we could eat them for days, really. And that's what we did. I think the first day we had baked potato with them. The second day, I made like an Asian dish, beef and peppers over rice. So then the rest of what I had left, I made beef stroganoff. And I made enough for us to have it again tonight. So we got leftovers. I'll make a salad, and I have some crusty bread. Anywho, I just wanted to kind of give you an update. It's been pretty hot out that time of year, June, July, but it's June, it's really the air outside. That's how you could tell it's hot out here. When you walk out and that air is so hot, even to breathe it, you're like, oh God. I've got a made appointment for next week to go get my toenails done. They really need it. Like I said, I painted my own little fingernails. That's okay. And I'm thinking I was going to go get my hair cut next week, but that's when I'm going to go get my nails done. And I thought, well, I could probably wait a couple more weeks. They'll have a little bit more to play with to shape it. And I want to look for my hairstyle that I want to eventually get it into. Anyway, let me get off of here. I guess I'll let you go. See you later, alligator. Bye.